Hi there and welcome to yet another episode of our programs that have been dedicated specially to our dear brother who has gone to the life beyond to rest. There have been so many speculations and rumors flying around there, and we just want the truth to prevail. You know, that's what LATV Productions is all about. With me, I have
Tolulope Oshun-Williams.
Tolulope Oshun-Williams.
Yes, sir.
What are you to the late Otumba Dr. Dapo Oshun-Williams?
He's my dad, and I'm his only son.
If I may ask bluntly, how was he your dad?
He gave birth to me, and my mother told me about it. And not just my mother, my father's mother told me about it.
Your father's mother, your grandmother?
Yeah.
On the daddy's side?
Yeah.
So, Otumba Dapo Williams' late mother knew you?
Oh, yeah, we were fond of each other because I actually grew up with my mother's family, but my dad being a Muslim and the family being a Muslim family, whenever there's a holiday, my grandmother always asks for me. So I'm always with her during the holidays growing up.
You lived with you spent time with your grandmother,
Yeah.
late grandmother?
Yeah, at the family
On your
house.
paternal father's side?
Yeah.
Dapo's mother?
Yeah.
What's her name? What did you used to call her?
Alaja.
Just Elijah.
Everybody calls her Alaja.
Where was it? You remember where it was?
Yeah, in Shomolu, Lagos.
You could still remember the house?
Oh, yeah.
How old were you before she passed on? Or
I was a teenager actually. I was in high school.
you were a teenager.
Yeah.
You knew grandma,
Oh yeah.
and you were Oshun-Williams.
Yeah.
From birth.
Oh yeah.
What's on your passport, international passport?
Oshun-Williams. On my birth certificate, Oshun-Williams.
How often did you see your dad when he was alive?
Not very often.
Not very often.
Yeah.
Could you tell us why?
Maybe because I was in Nigeria at the time. So for the most part, he was always been in England with his wife. While I was in Nigeria before I left for the United States, whenever my dad comes around, he always comes to my mom's family house to come see me.
Where is that?
And he'll really go.
Well, you remember all those well. You were a teenager. So your daddy left for the United Kingdom while you were about...
Yeah, I was a baby.
When you were a baby. How much responsibility did daddy have on you?
100% responsibility.
100?
He has always been there.
Financially?
Yeah, saw me through my education, all through university years in Nigeria, those states.
You went to university in Nigeria
Yeah.
before relocating to the
US.
US. Did you know about when you relocated to the US?
Yeah, he was aware of everything.
Right, okay. Now, you haven't seen daddy so often because he was there. How often did you communicate? I mean, technology?
Before the age of WhatsApp and whatnot. Whenever I want to speak to my dad, there's this place we go at Ikoyi Club because there was no phone back
Okay,
then.
like Nitel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was always like a function on occasion. We want to go over there to speak to my dad. So before I left, that was how I was able to communicate with him.
Hold on. You went to the Ikoyi Club to communicate
Yeah, over the phone.
over the phone
Yeah,
to your dad, and he was always welcoming. He knew. How did he refer to you? What did he used to call you?
it's my son.
My son. And you usually called him. You called him
Dad. Or father.
Fine, right, okay. Now he got married. How much of the wife did you know? Daddy's wife?
Growing up, I found out that, oh, so and so lady, which is Madam Justina, is my dad's wife. And, you know, through my aunties and whatnot, I heard that he's always been taking my dad away from me, the kids, or me personally, and not having time to come around to see me. So whenever he's around, he's always, say, while I was really growing up, he happens to come around and come to see my grandmother. Meet up with him, and you know, we start crying.
Who will start crying?
Him.
Him?
Then I start crying.
No.
Then he'll apologize and apologize and apologize and apologize until I see him off. You know. So that's always been the case until after high school. When I grew a little older, he came for Alaja's burial. So
he came from here, from the United Kingdom, to attend the
all get together.
You were there?
Yeah.
So, was Mommy Tina there?
No.
She wasn't. Now, tell me, did you know, did Daddy get married to Mommy Tina, Chief Mrs. Justina Oshun-Williams in Nigeria, or they met in the UK?
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
Yes.
And then you were not visiting them?
No.
Could you specifically say to me here and to those now looking at us, if Daddy did the right thing, did he tell his wife, I have a son?
Yeah.
He did? How did you know that?
Because he told me.
He just told you?
Yeah, the thing about him is whenever he comes around, he's always making me understand that, you know, he's making me understand his plan for me, that I shouldn't worry. While I was very little back then. So it was so emotional why he goes on and on with that. So we just both out crying.
Why did you think Dad cried anytime, most times when he was with you?
Well,
why that emotion?
Thinking back right now, I guess he just needed that opportunity to spend some time with his son, but he never had that chance. For some reason.
How do you mean he never had that chance?
Because he was never around. He was out of the country already.
But he could have taken you to his home where, you know, with the married, now that he was married?
Well, back then, I had no idea since I was a little boy. But thinking back, you know, I was able to come to an understanding that his wife didn't come to an acceptance that he had a son.
You are insinuating that now, or you knew that was the point? That was
playing it back, I had not an insinuation. Yeah, I came to understand that was the reason why.
How did you eventually know this was the reason?
Because my mother's grandmother my mother's mother, which my grandmother told me.
Still alive? Grandma?
Yeah.
On the maternal?
And then Elijah, before she passed, also told me about it.
That?
Yeah, that, you know, I should exercise patience, but be my one way. You know,
your father will come for you eventually.
Yeah, you know, and then he made me understand there's some situations going on, but not in depth.
Matrimonially.
Yeah. So, you know, so that was pretty much what Elijah used to make me understand back then. So, you know, it's just that's his pet name for me when I used to go to Shomolu back then.
Have you come across this thing that's gone viral that Daddy never saw you more than once in his lifetime?
You mean my mother?
Your father. That he never saw you more than once, more than twice in his lifetime. That you never met more than twice in your lifetime.
Oh, that's not true. That's absolutely not true.
And that he never really took care of you financially or anything.
No, that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Yeah, that's absolutely wrong. I can remember my second year in the university. We were supposed to go for a field trip. So I called him on the phone and said, Dad, I need so.
He was here?
Yeah.
You called him,
I need so and so amount for the field trip. He said he needs like a letter-headed paper, you know, to show that this is a field trip. So I had to go back to my department. Wow,
that's responsibility.
Yeah. I also did that in my final years because we were supposed to go to Ghana for the field trip. It was a banking field trip. So yeah. So he actually came through for me, but he made sure that we took our education. I took my education seriously. So yeah.
Like your father, your late father, you know what I mean. Who named you Tolulope?
My dad.
Where were you named?
I guess the naming ceremony, I suppose.
I mean, where did it take place? Grandma's house?
Yeah, grandma's house in Orilegomo, right outside the front yard.
Did you know Grandpa from the paternal side?
No.
What? Did you meet with your uncles then and aunties?
From my paternal side?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Give me their names.
Yeah, well, I was my father's immediate younger sibling.
Yeah. I think you had senior brothers. Senior sisters and brothers?
Yeah, I had one older sister. She's late now.
Right.
So. And there's our grandfather. We call him granddad. He's like Tolulope now. We call him Daddy Kemi.
Okay.
And then of course Daddy Inka also.
Okay.
And then my dad's younger siblings, Uncle Taufik.
So after your big auntie who's passed on now, you have another big uncle.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Yinka.
Yeah.
And then your dad.
That's my dad.
And then the others.
Yeah. Then she's also an Elijah, my dad's immediate younger sibling, she's female. And,
you knew them well?
Oh yeah, I spend weekends when I'm on holidays. I mean high school holidays. I go over there to my dad's immediate younger sibling in Aguda.
So when your dad left for the UK, who left? Yeah, he left before you finished university to go to the United States of America. When your dad left, were you still having that relationship with?
Yeah, you mean with the siblings?
With grandma and.
That has always been established. When I was a little boy, when they have this layer going on, my oldest cousin, Radikbo, he's always coming around to get me. Idil Fig Tree, Idil Kabir. I was like barely 10.
Do you have a Muslim name?
I do.
What's the name? Go on. Your friends will call you that when you get back to US.
Shuaib.
Shuaib! Okay, fantastic. Right. Did you ever have the opportunity to speak with your stepmother before the death? You never had this relationship with your stepmother. What caused it?
Well, I would say from the onset, she has never, recognized me as my father's child. So that friction has always been there.
That insinuation that she never recognized you, that you've now seen as a reality after Daddy's demise, makes you think that was exactly what was happening. She never recognized you, but your father never said that to you.
He did, growing up.
Your father said that to you.
Yeah, he
didn't say
the way I
that.
said it, like the way I'm saying it now. I'm coming out direct.
How did he say it?
When I met up with him after high school, I told him that I don't want him to go back to London by himself. I want to go with him to London. So he broke it down to me. That was after Elijah's burial, I think, the night after when he left. That he's going to try to make things right and bring me over. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Yoruba.
Go on, say it, and then we'll try and translate.
Yeah, that. That my worry, my son, is always bringing that in. Ìyàwó tí mo fẹ́, tí bá ti ṣe àwọn nǹkan tí mo ní ṣe, he won't come out straight. Since I was very young, and thought I wouldn't quite understand. Yeah, so I would just buy that.
Ìyàwó tí mo fẹ́, tí bá ṣe nǹkan tí mo fẹ́
ṣe. Put some things in place, my so that was always been the story behind that. Right on field after my university days.
So look, you're telling me and those who have been seeing this, the truth, the old truth.
And nothing but the truth, sir.
Why did you relocate to the United States?
Well, initially I was supposed to come here. My dad wanted me to come here, to come and be with him, and so we can have a relationship. But unfortunately, I was denied.
How do you mean? The British
visa, yeah.
The visa. Okay, so fantastic. He tried. He wanted you to.
Element, that attempt to bring me here.
He didn't lie to you. He did really.
Oh yeah.
Tried to.
I went for the interview and everything, but.
And he sponsored it.
Oh yeah, he was behind the whole thing. And while I was busy going back and forth, it was my older cousin, right, Dapo, from my father's side that was taking me back and forth because I was very young. So pretty much after high school. But unfortunately, I was denied. So, he assured me that, we can always try again and everything. I said, okay, fine. So instead of me just waiting for that opportunity, I had to continue with my education. So I went back, I went to school again, admission at university. I was very excited. And, he wanted me to go study something different. And I told him I wanted to go.
What was it he wanted you to study?
He wanted me to do insurance.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested in insurance. So I did banking and finance.
And then eventually...
So right after my university, fortunately enough for me, my mother's already put in my papers already. So it worked out for me. And right after my university years, I was able to go to the US to go join my mother.
Mom was in the United States.
Yes.
She had moved on.
Yeah.
Was she married to somebody else?
At that time,
she was just she just went to further on
herself,
to get a better life. Let me ask you this. Probably mommy has told you. Daddy and mommy had a fling. They didn't want something that would last to become a lasting relationship. Was it?
Yeah, it was supposed to, like my grandmother, Elijah, told me, and my mother's mother told me also, because I was more into questioning them about what was going on back then.
Yeah.
So they met at Volkswagen way back then, and they fell in love, I suppose.
Mom was working at Volkswagen.
Yeah, she was the head of the catering department, and my dad was an engineering unit, and
Training, yeah.
so they met and it just clicked, and so the plan was to get married. So,
But it didn't work out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Would you have thought it was because your stepmom was, there was free was a crowd then or something?
Yeah, well,
he chose between.
Growing up and everything was when I was more clear into the whole story about what happened, because I was just a baby then.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Eventually, that was when you got all these stories you're telling me. Tolu.
Yes, sir.
When was the first time you met your stepmother? That you will see that face to face?
At my dad's funeral.
Sorry?
At my dad's funeral. Madam,
you've seen pictures, you've seen things.
You mean face to face?
Yes.
At my dad's funeral.
And then, tell me what happened at the funeral.
Yeah, well.
Or even before then, you wanted to come over from the US. You heard about. Oh no, let's start from you heard about. Dad is dead. How did you know that was dead?
Well, I just came home from work to come and see my because I just had a baby. So I came to see my wife, and my mother stays with me, so she can help me out with my wife and my son. So my cousin called me up and said, your dad is missing. And I'm thinking... That was when? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? You can't remember? I remember.
It was just...
first week of August.
Okay. Your cousin lives here?
No, he lives in Nigeria.
And called you from Nigeria?
Yeah.
You were right.
My dad is missing. So
which state are you in?
Georgia, in Atlanta.
Atlanta, okay. Yeah. Go on. Said that your dad is missing.
Yes. I was like, what do you mean he's missing? So I hanged up on him and I called. I called my sister.
Which of your sisters?
Sarah. Sinmi.
Sinmi?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, go on.
So I asked her what was going on, and she told me that they are looking for Dad apparently. He left the house and he's not been back. So I tried reaching my uncle to be sure what was going on. So my uncle made me understand that my dad left the house on a Monday after having a little fight with the wife. And that was your uncle relating this to you? Yeah, my dad's older brother, that he's yet to be seen. Okay, so that was where we started looking for him. I guess we were already looking for him before I was told. So
how were you able to help with looking for him from that far?
absolutely, I couldn't do anything. I just
You
kept
couldn't
calling
do
my
to
uncle and
ask
my
how is he,
sister. How far are you guys looking out? So they said, oh, so they were being positive that he was going to come home. So so they said, okay, they should go to his place of work where he was going from, where he left to for work from home. So they couldn't get in there. So like, okay, you need to give the police a certain amount of time to
Yeah.
before they can file a missing person report. But in between that, I heard that because my sister told me that the wife didn't even report that he was missing until a couple of days to my uncle. He told my uncle that my dad's been missing. He didn't tell my uncle my dad was missing. She told my uncle my dad was missing after three to 4 days. Say he left the house on Monday, never came back. You didn't call the brother Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when she reached out. So that's when I heard about it.
That's what you heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were like, okay. So I called my uncle. I called the police. Call the police is very unusual of him. So my uncle was like, okay, let's just give it a minute. So he didn't do anything in a rush, just to see if wherever he's been, he can come back home. So they gave it another day before they contacted the police. So by I think Saturday or so, I went to work, and I just finished speaking to my sister at that time, and then my cousin called me out of the blue and said and broke the news to me.
On the Saturday morning.
Yeah, so I hanged up on him. Saturday morning, which is afternoon here. Broke the news to me. I hanged up on him, and then I called my sister, and she was already in tears. So.
Which of your sisters did you call?
Sarah, Sinmi.
Sinmi.
Because I've always had that relationship with her. So.
Viewers, we are having a short break. We'll be back. Welcome back. With me, if you started watching this from the beginning, is our son Tolulope Oshun-Williams. How many sisters do you have?
2, I guess.
You guess 2.
Yeah.
And what's the other person's name?
Wemibon, I suppose.
Did you ever call Wemi or the mother when you heard your daddy had died or before then?
When I heard my daddy had passed, it was heavy. So I called my auntie, which was my dad's immediate younger sibling.
Back home in Nigeria.
Yeah, and she gave me Wemimon's number. So I reached out to her and I introduced myself. So I told her that I'm your brother.
First time?
Yeah, the first time. And the reason why is because my dad's wife would not let my dad communicate with her.
Your dad's wife,
Yeah.
Mrs. Tina,
Yeah,
will not
wouldn't
let
my dad.
Yeah, communicate with.
Wouldn't let me communicate with the
Wemimo?
daughter. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Go on. So you called Wemimo.
Yeah. So on that day, I called her to introduce myself.
Right.
So I broke it down to her that I'm your brother, and actually you're an auntie. You're auntie now, and they don't worry. I'm going to do the best I can, as a brother. So while I was busy saying all of that, the phone went off. I called her again, and this time it was a cousin, I think, from the mother's side that answered the phone. So he kept telling me that I can't speak to her now. So I was making him understand that I want to talk to my sister, because at this time she needs, me, and I need her also. And so while we're busy doing that, going back and forth, the phone went dead again. So I called for the third time.
The third time?
Yeah, so the third time it was Wemima's mother on the phone now. So she went and I quote, "Who is this crazy, stupid person?" Talking to my daughter on the phone. So I lost it and I hung up the phone. So that was the only time I had a conversation with her. I even tried reaching her on Facebook, but she blocked me off. Yeah.
So, how long before your father passed on? When was the last time you heard your father's voice?
3 weeks after the week we heard he went missing.
And before then?
A week after that.
How often did you communicate?
Every other week.
Was there a time you didn't have communication, regular communication with him, like a break of 3 months, 1 year, or something like that?
No, sir.
Never since you were born?
No, we'll always talk. There's always a room for communication, We always talk. All my years in
So you, on your phone, because I'm going to ask for that soon.
Oh, yeah.
You will have a list of times you spoke with your father?
Oh, yeah. Up until when I had my son, which was July the 7th. So at the hospital, as soon as I had the baby, I called him on the phone.
Congratulations, Daddy. You're the grandfather.
He was very excited.
He was excited.
And I couldn't talk much because I was very excited. I had to send pictures to a lot of family members.
And to Dad as well?
Yeah. So he was the first to get the pictures. My mother was even a little bit envious about it.
And did he name his grandson?
Yeah.
What name did he give him?
One of the names, Olasheni.
Olasheni, you remember that?
Yeah.
And you know what it means. Anyway, you grew up in Lagos, so you know what it means. Wow, Olasheni.
Yeah.
Then you came to England. You wanted to attend your father's burial to give him the last rite as a first son.
Yes, sir.
And first child.
Yes, sir.
And what happened?
When we were actually sent the address to the cemetery. But the thing about the address was that it was a wrong address. So somehow we were able to get the right address. So in a nutshell, she had wanted us to miss the funeral. But unfortunately for her...
You're having insinuation that it was your stepmother that sent a wrong address through somebody to you so that you wouldn't be able to attend that funeral.
Yeah.
Why did you think like that?
Because when we got the address, we were supposed to go there. So, knowing the kind of person we've heard about, for a while, we actually looked it up to be completely sure if the address was right. But it came out that it was wrong. See? So fortunately, we were able to get the right address.
Looking back, in retrospect, do you still think the words you just used for your stepmother is right, looking back at the kind of woman she was said to have been or something?
Well, I don't even know what to say.
You are yet to be convinced.
It's just horrible.
How do you see your stepmother? She's a mother to you.
No.
Why?
Because I've only heard nothing but negative stuff about her growing up.
It's not important. You see, it's very important. It's not what you hear about somebody that matters. It's what that person does to you directly.
Exactly. I've always heard negative stuff about her.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to the day of the funeral was when I actually saw the whole thing for myself. So
what did you see?
On getting there, we weren't allowed in service. So when my sister and I got there, and some of my other cousins, she already had security details, already had a list of folks that could get in. So when I got there, I asked one of the security guys if any Oshun-Williams on the list. So the guy, he told me that we don't have any Oshun-Williams on the list. So I was furious. Immediately, I just had my way in there. And then on getting to the site itself, it was, with the whole emotion and everything, it was very, very hard for me to, I just had to hold myself somehow.
You did get there with a few people, other people?
Yeah, my sister, my cousin, my Sarah.
Oh, Sinmi.
Sinmi.
Okay.
Sinmi and my cousins from my mother's side. And one of my other cousins from my father's side.
Was your mother there?
No.
She wasn't?
Yeah, she's in the US. So,
oh, right. Okay. Tending your new baby and
my wife.
your wife.
Yeah. So on getting there, I just had to somehow, I don't know why it happened, but I held my emotion to a certain extent until the funeral director walked up to me and made me understand that his client doesn't want me there. That was when I lost it.
Hold on. You got to the gate of the cemetery.
Yeah.
See me, yourself, and a couple of other people.
Yeah.
You asked if your name was on the list. Were you expecting your name on the list?
I wasn't, but then again, I mean, it won't hurt to ask.
And then you eventually
Well, I was being
gate
polite.
crashed.
Exactly.
And then you all went in there.
Yeah.
When you go there, you joined the people there.
Service going
And then who noticed you and what happened?
My dad's wife obviously noticed me. So she sent the...
Can't you refer to her as your stepmother noticed you?
I can't refer to her as my stepmother, I'm sorry, because she never played that role in my life.
Go on. Then you got there, you joined them.
And she sent the this funeral director.
She sent.
Yeah.
You can specifically say.
Yeah.
And authoritatively.
Yeah.
Say that it was your stepmother. I'll continue to call her your stepmother.
Okay.
Your stepmother, authoritatively, you could confirm to us that she instructed the
funeral director to throw us out.
And
he walked up to me and addressed me in that manner. So I asked them, if you were in my shoes, how would you feel if I don't allow you to come pay the last respect for your father?
You are not trying to do this dust to dust and so on.
The service was still going and we just had to be there respectfully, So
that was when this happened?
Yeah.
It wasn't like you were attempting to force hand on daddy's remains?
No, sir. She called the funeral director, whispered something into his ear.
How did she know it was you? How did she recognize Tolu?
Well, I wouldn't know, but, being my father's wife, of course you would have seen a photo of me.
That hurts you?
There's a lot, sir. There's a whole lot.
And you called mom in America?
Yeah, I spoke to her.
I've not been allowed to, attend the last service for my father. And she said...
She wasn't happy about it. She wanted to say, come home. Come home.
If your stepmother called you today and said she was sorry, what would be your answer?
I don't know, quite frankly.
You don't know?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's assume, Daddy didn't do the needful to at least introduce you to Wemimo when he was alive. How did you get to know about Sinmi?
Very good. Sinmi's mother has always wanted Sinmi to meet me. The other.
So was it your dad that's...
Yeah, I'm guessing they already had that conversation between them because I was a little boy when I met her.
What's the age difference between you and Sinmi? Sinmi will be about...
Sinmi's 25 now.
And you are?
And I'm 35.
35? All right.
So it's just 10, pretty much. And but the first time I met Sinmi, I was a little boy.
So you were at least 10 years old?
Yeah.
So where? In Nigeria?
Yeah, in Nigeria. So we're very happy to,
Oh, Sinmi was born in Nigeria as well?
No, she was born in England. But the mother, brought her to Nigeria to come meet the brother.
Oh.
So when I met her for the first time, I was very excited, knowing that, I actually can hold my sister, that I actually have a sister, So it was joy all around. And so we just kicked off like that.
Your father never mentioned to you that you had a sister apart from, before Wemimo came?
Before Wemimo came, I've always known about Sarah.
How did you know about Sinmi? Sarah? Sarah is Sinmi?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. My dad told me about it.
I was going to that because Dad didn't tell you had a sister?
No, he did.
Right.
Also, my father's sibling also told me about and my grandmother did also. Olaburu, and all
Grandma.
of that. Yeah, like that. So when I heard they were coming to Nigeria, I was very excited, And then when I got to meet her, it was just joy all around. And ever since then, we've clicked. and we've maintained that relationship up until now.
All the while Daddy was alive, how often were you communicating with Simi?
Every time, every chance I get, we talk. We constantly talk.
And it never crossed your mind to discuss Wemimo or the home?
To Sarah?
Yeah. To Simi, no, I mean,
Simi.
You discuss your sister,
I did.
your...
As time went by, I tell her that, when is Dad gonna try to hook you up with your sister out here in London so you can get to meet your sister?
Mm.
So she be like, oh, I don't know, but hopefully we get to see how Dad will go, work things around. And then there was a point where Dad actually brought Wemi to meet Sarah.
Dad brought Wemimo?
Yeah, to meet Sarah. Yeah.
Simi, yeah, all right, Sarah,
Simi.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, you heard about it?
Yeah, I was excited.
In England?
Yeah. Say, oh, wow, nice. So.
And they introduced themselves. This is your sister.
Yeah, so.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Dapo did that?
Yeah.
And your dad did that?
Yeah. But the wife didn't let.
How long ago was it?
You mean the meet?
Yeah.
A long time ago. But
when
it was little. So as time went by, anytime I speak to my sister, Simi, do you hear from your sister with me?
Our sister.
You say, yeah, that she even tell me, sometimes I try calling her, she doesn't call back and all of that. It's okay, so we'll leave it to that to mend that,
Why didn't you pressure Dad into, Dad, do the right thing. I need to formally meet my sisters. I need them to know that I'm here. I know that you've already, like you said, it wasn't like your stepmother didn't know you were there, that you were existing. But
she knew.
Would he have done a lot more than he did before he left?
Yeah, I believe so. But every time I, speak to my dad, I always make him understand you have got to get these ladies to come together. I'm in the US, they are here. The least you can, they're in the same city. The least you can do is get them to come to, to become one at least. So whenever I have that conversation with him, he's always telling me, my wife doesn't want Wemi to meet Sarah.
Dad said that to you eventually when you were mature.
Countless times. The last time he said that was a week after I had my son. And now you're a granddad. So he kept saying, Yawumi, he's trying to find a way around it. I'm not buying the idea.
I see, okay.
Yeah, so I'm constantly fighting on the phone about it. So anytime we talk.
So it was out of probably emotion to help Dad that you didn't pressure too much than that.
I actually did. The thing I said I didn't do was to make that move myself. To actually come here and see if I'm actually...
You could have.
Yeah. But I thought, okay, since my dad, he has a responsibility to do that. But if I could play it back, and knowing what I know now, and the way the situation is now, I would have made that move a long time ago.
There's this scenario. Put yourself in your stepmother's shoes. Hello, Wemimo, I'm your big brother. I'm your brother. Well, sorry about that. Want to meet, and then, do you think your stepmother overreacted by taking the phone the third time to tell you not to call again or something?
Yeah, I think she went a little bit too far.
What would you have done in our shoes?
Was to come to an acceptance that my husband has a child outside and embrace these kids just like you would do your own, and accept life the way it is and move on with life.
Right, okay, now she has not accepted that. When you got to the cemetery, to the burial ground, what would you have done differently? These are the children I have not accepted. Here they are, claiming to be my late husband's children. What would you have done as...
being in my father's wife position?
Yes.
The least I would have done if I was in her shoes was to just let it be. The least they could have
let it be.
To come pay the last respect for their kids, but being the kind of person that she is.
Yeah, but would you not think she was protecting her own and herself from further whatever could have come out of, oh, I allowed them in as my late husband's children. And then later they want to know how far, what's happening.
We were never a threat
Fathers-
to her, sir.
You were never
Never a threat to
How
her.
would she have known?
Because I'm doing wonderful in the US and she knows.
What do you do? What do you do actually?
Actually, I'm an independent contractor with Amazon and also an IT specialist. I'm a Scrum Master by profession.
Have you seen the video about you being inside, that you went to prison twice before now?
That is actually wrong. That is absolutely not true.
You've never been to prison.
No, sir. I will address that. My first year getting to the United States, 2009, my mother came here for my cousin's wedding to the
To the UK.
Yeah. So I went to stay with some of my friends for the holiday. So there was actually a robbery in that area in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So while they were busy looking for that person, the police happened to come around where we were at with my friends and identified me as that person. So that was where the whole thing started. So I was detained. But going forward, I was cleared of everything.
Tolu,
Yes, sir.
was your father, Otumba, Dr. Dapo Oshun-Williams, ever married to your mother?
No, sir.
And what about Simi's mother? Was there something that brought them together, like marriage? Like,
No, sir.
as far as you know, as far as your father told you, Simi is a genuine sister to you,
Yes,
not
sir.
adopted.
Absolutely not, sir.
And you are confirming to me you are not adopted.
Absolutely not.
And you are not a product of IVF or whatever they call it.
No, sir.
Viewers, I am not here to judge. All I'm here to do, as we do at LATV Productions, is to get to the truth. Because the Bible says, the truth shall set you free. And one other thing I know is that we enjoy rumors. The world enjoys, we live by it. He knows virtually all the members of his family, the father's family, the uncles, aunties, grandma. The guy say more. Tolu,
Yes, sir.
sorry you lost daddy. And I just hope that the truth has been blown open. And I'm very privileged, and my company is as well, to have you and to give us the opportunity to be the one to tell the truth, the whole truth. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
What message have you got for those watching this now about all the things that they've thrown into the air that's gone viral, and talk to them?
I don't even know where to start because I'm just filled with pain and hurt and I'm angry. I know the truth, and the truth is I'm my father's son and my sister also. And then regardless of what anybody might think or feel, everybody's entitled to their opinion, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we know the truth. My father's family knows the truth. My mother's family knows the truth also. And so I know that
If daddy were here, talk to him.
he's a great man, you know. He's a wonderful man. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being there from the beginning. Thank you for everything. You know, he tried. He tried the best he could, though. He tried. He gave his all. You know,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.